Hey guys, Isaac Wilkins here, owner of Relentless Strength Training and BeyondTheBarbell.com. And today I'd like to talk about something that I've kind of gone through with some of my newer clients here at Relentless. We've had a bunch of new people sign up lately, and which is awesome. One of the things I see a lot of is I see people when we try to teach a new skill, we try to teach a new movement to them, that in American society today we're kind of very focused on getting things right now and doing them and going full bore. So they come in and they see like everybody else who's been with me for a while doing all kinds of cool shit and movements, and they look very strong, they look very adept to those movements. So they immediately want to train in those normal groups everybody else. We don't actually have our new people train exactly the same way as our veterans, which sounds like common sense, but unfortunately I see a lot of gyms lately where that's not the case. They just kind of throw people into the mix. Because the truth of the matter is, the stuff that we do here, while of course most of these movements aren't rocket science or anything like that, there's still a technical skill to it. So as a result, we spend a lot of time teaching the skill before we start teaching the speed, before we start teaching the load, before we start teaching the power. We keep those variables out of it. Instead, we teach our athletes skill, and I've got a whole system that I use for that. But when you are learning something new, when you are doing something new, and in the gym this seems to be lost for some people, it is more important that you learn the skill and you learn how to do it correctly, and you start setting that neurological motor pattern in for correct movement before you start worrying about speed, before you start worrying about strength, before you start worrying about anything else. Because if you do it right and you learn how to do it right initially, you'll end up far surpassing where you would be able to go speed and strength wise. Think about another more kind of a more skill-driven sport, for example. Now, I could take somebody and I could throw them who never played basketball in their life. I could throw them into a basketball game against people who, had been playing for years. How do you think they'd do? I mean, they could be strong, fit, fast, all that good stuff, 7 feet tall. Chances are they would suck because they don't know how to dribble a ball, they don't know how to shoot a ball, they don't know how to do any of those things. So how do you teach them to do that? Well, in practice, you start by basic dribbling skills, and they learn how to do that before they start playing a game. Shooting, it's the same thing. They learn how to shoot a basketball standing there, staring at the board, shooting by the numbers, rather than suddenly being given a ball and saying, go score 30 points. I mean, that just isn't gonna happen. So when you're learning something new, or when you're trying something new in the gym, why do you go in with the same process in your head that you can just go in and start doing it like people that have done it for 20 years? Like, that's just not going to happen. It's unrealistic. You're setting yourself up for failure. And chances are what you're going to do is you're going to start cheating the motion to try to advance your progress, and you're going to end up learning shitty habits. And that's why I have to fix all those habits. And a lot of people come in here who have a strong weightlifting background because they suck at the lifts, because they've cheated their way up through it. So learn how to do things. Everything needs to be a process. Learn how to do it, practice it, slowly start adding in greater challenge, and before you know it, you'll be ready to go. So keep that in mind. Remember that it's a process. What you need to do is you need to subscribe. You need to click the link down below. I've got some great tips on how to speed that process along for you. All right.